The anime begins in the morning when the protagonist, Noor Stardia, wakes up and is ready for his job as a librarian. However, when he goes downstairs, his parents inform him that his job has been taken by a wealthy noble, as their family belongs to the poor nobility, also known as baronets. Later, while Noor is walking through the streets, a girl approaches him. She is his friend, Emma. She asks if he's ready for the job, but he tells her what happened, feeling sad about losing it. Emma suggests using the skill of the Great Sage to apply for the Hero Academy, but when he uses this skill, it causes him a severe headache. However, Emma tells him she read that they can kiss to make the headache go away. Thanks to the Great Sage, Noor finds a hidden dungeon nearby. He must say a secret phrase that opens the doors. Once inside, he begins to hear a voice, so Noor decides to follow it. There, he meets a legendary adventurer, Olivia's servant, who has been trapped for 200 years. Noor shares his desire to become stronger, so Olivia offers to grant him her skill, and he accepts. Through a head-to-head connection, Noor now possesses her legendary abilities, and Olivia asks him to call her Master from that point on. With these abilities, he can create, grant, and edit, but using them costs LP, which are life points. If his LP reaches 0, he will die. However, Olivia also tells him he can restore LP through desires, including sexual desires, food, or greed. Noor practices using one of these skills, but becomes exhausted from losing some LP, so he decides to rest for the moment. Later, he regains his life points thanks to his sister. The next day, Noor meets up with Emma, and he asks her for a hug. According to Olivia, he can gain the ability of an analytical eye to cheat on his exams, something Emma disagrees with. This skill costs a lot of LP. While talking, Noor overhears Emma complaining that her shoulders hurt because of her figure. To thank her, Noor makes her smaller, but Emma demands that he put it back to normal. At the Hero Academy, the rules are announced, and to everyone's surprise, they must form teams and find certain objects. However, no one wants Noor on their team. Emma shows up though, as she also decided to take the exam and even left her job to be with him. Then Lenore Bluden, the daughter of a count, also joins the team, although she doesn't seem to like Noor much. To find one of the objects, Noor goes to the 3rd floor of the hidden dungeon, where he encounters a Reaper. After a tough battle that almost consumes all of his LP, Noor defeats the monster. The next day, the results are announced. Noor's team is nervous as they haven't been called yet, but in the end, their team scores the highest because Noor brought back the Reaper's skull. Noor and his family celebrate his success until they receive a letter with the Academy's tuition fee. After obtaining the highest score, Alice congratulates her brother on passing the entrance exam. Noor then tells his father about the registration fee, which is 3,000 reals, and that it must be sent within a week. His father, thinking their savings would be enough, ends up crying because they don't have enough. Since his family can't afford such a large amount in a week, Noor asks Olivia about it, and she suggests he go to the Adventurers Guild and find work there. The next day, Noor meets a beautiful receptionist, Lola Matros, who explains the guild's system. There are different adventurers who take on various missions like gathering natural extracts, hunting monsters, and exploring dungeons. Adventurers are ranked, which determines the missions they can take and the rewards they receive. If they do well, they can rise in rank. Lola then tells Noor that to join the guild, he needs to register, and she asks him to write down all his skills. However, she notices he wrote down the skills of editor and creator, abilities she knows since Olivia used to be a member of the guild. Lola asks him to demonstrate his skills, as many people falsely claim to possess them. They make a bet, which he accepts, and after showing his skills, Lola loses and is surprised to see that Noor is indeed Olivia's successor. She has to fulfill her part of the bet, which causes Noor to increase his life points. Due to the large amount of reels he needs to gather, it's decided that Noor will accept a mission to capture rainbow grasshoppers. When he goes to the location to catch them, he decides to use the power of the Great Sage to help find the nearest one, though he knows this will trigger headaches. With Emma not around to help him overcome the pain, he decides to use LP to calm them, which cost him 300 points. While catching the insect, Emma shows up angry with him for not telling her about it, as they had promised to always be together. She's disappointed to hear he won't need her kisses to soothe his headaches anymore, but Noor kisses her anyway. At the guild, Lola pays Noor for the mission and informs him that he has risen in rank. She suggests he take on another mission but gets too close to him, flirting, which angers Emma, leading to a rivalry between the two girls. Later, Noor and Emma set out on a mission to hunt the giant rabbit, but goblins appear. Each takes on one goblin, but one of the goblins is defeated by the giant rabbit. Emma decides to kill it herself, as she doesn't want Lola getting close to Noor again if he does it. She begins to fight the rabbit, surprising Noor with her speed and agility, but the rabbit is stronger. Emma can't deal any real damage to it, so Noor saves her from being attacked, and they both flee. After escaping, they hide in a forest where Emma feels sad because she couldn't defeat the rabbit and feels weak. Noor then comes up with the idea to increase Emma's abilities, but knowing it will drain his energy, he realizes he must first increase his LP. He tells Emma about this plan and she agrees. After biting her ear, Noor is about to be attacked by the giant rabbit that appeared in the forest, but Emma manages to defeat it thanks to Noor increasing her level. Back at the guild, Noor tells everyone that Emma defeated the giant rabbit. Emma thanks Lola, saying that because of the mission, she became stronger. Lola, in turn, thanks Emma and the two make peace. Noor then mentions that he brought the rabbit so everyone can enjoy its delicious meat. He receives the mission payment for his tuition, and that night the guild holds a barbecue where Noor thanks Olivia for everything she's done for him. After a few days, the protagonist pays his tuition, and along with Emma, they are ready to start their classes. However, they see a lovely girl named Maria Fianna Albert, daughter of a famous duke, walking by. Noor wonders if she's also a student and tries to use his analytical eye, discovering that she has a curse that will end her life at 16. The next day, Noor wakes up with his sister beside him as she fears he will grow distant from her. He reassures her that he's just going to the academy. Later, Noor is ready to start his classes. On the way, he meets Emma, who is very excited but insists on a morning greeting, using the excuse that it boosts Noor's life points. When they arrive at the academy, all the students wear badges that display their noble titles. Upon entering the classroom, Emma quickly becomes popular among the boys, while Noor is ignored because he's a baronet. However, Maria approaches Noor, greeting him, which surprises both Noor and Emma. Noor wonders how a girl like Maria carries a curse that will end her life. In class, the students meet their teacher, Elma Stones, who says she will teach them self-defense. She chooses Noor as a volunteer and asks him to try to strike her with his sword. Noor hesitates but decides to try when he sees that her rank exceeds 200, while he only has a rank of 35. When he attacks, Elna seems to disappear, but she has only taken a step back, which no one noticed. Then it's Elna's turn, and she strikes Noor hard, although he immediately recovers. The teacher challenges the class to dodge her attack by stepping back and promises a great reward if they succeed. When Elman attacks Noor, he successfully steps back, surprising everyone, and claims his reward, which makes him the envy of all the boys in class. At the end of the lesson, the teacher asks the students to pair up to continue practicing self-defense. Noor and Emma decide to partner up, but the teacher separates them, saying their relationship could interfere with their movements. She does the same with Maria and Lenore, who is Maria's assistant. The boys in the class immediately ask to partner with Maria, but she refuses, stating that unlike them, she respects commoners because they help the kingdom in many ways. She then asks Noor to be her partner, and he accepts. When the first exercise begins, Maria throws Noor with her strength, but immediately weakens. They decide to take her to the infirmary, and Noor feels that the curse is draining her life. He feels helpless but turns to the great sage for advice on how to gain a lot of life points in seconds. The sage gives him a wild idea, which gives Noor a terrible headache. Noor kisses Emma in the middle of class, shocking everyone, and the teacher scolds him for it. Later, Noor and Emma go to the Adventurers Guild to ask Lola for advice. They tell her about the curse of the Duke's daughter. Lola says she knows a cleric who can expel evil, but she doesn't specialize in curses and has never explained why. Determined to help Maria since she helped him unexpectedly, Noor asks the receptionist to introduce him to the cleric. After the events, Lola goes to the temple to ask her friend Luna for help. When she arrives, she notices that many people are waiting for Luna, but also sees that some people are leaving the place satisfied, which makes her happy. When she sees Luna, she notices she's weakened and knows what's happening, but tells her she needs to talk about something important. Meanwhile, Noor returns to the hidden dungeon to visit Olivia, who is upset that he forgot about her. Noor informs Olivia about Maria's situation, and she tells him it might have something to do with her family, perhaps an inheritance issue. To help her, Noor will need at least 10,000 life points to cure her. Olivia suggests leaving the matter in the hands of Lola's friend, who is likely an elf, which sparks Nora's imagination. Olivia adds that experimenting with other species can also earn many life points and gives him advice that embarrasses him. She also mentions the fortune attraction ability, which can help him gain points. Later, Emma is waiting for Noor in the city as the girls are about to arrive. Noor realizes he's late and runs out, but he trips, triggering a series of incidents that earn him many life points thanks to the girls in the area. This is due to his new fortune ability, though Noor decides to edit it to make the effects less obvious and occur only at certain times. The pair then meet up with Lola and Luna and head to a restaurant. Once alone and settled, Luna reveals that Maria's family has already asked for her help, but she can't do anything and feels guilty for not being able to assist. Noor uses his analytical eye and discovers that curing Maria's curse would cost Luna her life. Luna then expresses her wish to visit Maria's family to lift the curse. The girls are confused since Luna had previously said she couldn't help, so Noor asks to speak with her privately. Noor confesses that he saw her abilities with his analytical eye and knows that helping Maria would cost Luna her life. Luna admits she can't let Maria suffer, especially knowing she only has a few days left. Despite her fear, she feels it's her time to help others, as her mother did, who helped as many people as she could until it cost her life. Luna is proud of her mother for that. At that moment, they hear an explosion. When they arrive at the scene, people are calling for help as a wall has collapsed and a child is injured. Luna decides to heal the child, but this drains her energy and her cowardice ability manifests. She confesses that she doesn't want to die and is terrified of curses, which makes the group realize her bravery has faded. After Luna wakes up, she confesses to the girls that helping the Duke's daughter could end her life. This angers Lola, as Luna never told her this despite being her friend. Lola hugs her to help calm her down. Later, the group tries to figure out how to help Lady Maria. Noor reveals that he used his ability and believes he can eat Luna's ability to consume her finances instead of her lifespan. However, he doesn't have enough money or life points to do so, so they begin thinking of ways to acquire them. Lola then suggests they participate in the Heron Pride Day event, but when they arrive at the event, Noor is shocked as it resembles a hunting ground. On the eve of Maria's 16th birthday, Lenore notices that Maria's condition is worsening as she now feels chest pain, prompting her to ask for help. Meanwhile, the Heron Pride event, the boys are shocked by how the audience is waiting to humiliate the participants. When the first group goes on, one of the girls introduces herself sweetly, but the audience starts laughing at her and saying cruel things, making her cry, resulting in a score of only 60 points. This terrifies the boys, especially since every group is humiliated, except the one right before them, which didn't get mocked and scored 3,500 points out of 3,000, angering the crowd. However, Noor encourages Emma not to be afraid, and thanks to her strong start, the girls are a hit with the audience scoring 29-25 points, putting them in first place. The group is thrilled with their victory, but the host announces that it's not over yet. They still have to pass a couple of tests where they must warm up and attend Noor. Thanks to the girls' plan, they captivate everyone, and the protagonist not only receives affection from his friends but also kisses, which secures their win in the contest. The host, overjoyed, hands them the prize and asks them to leave. At the Albert residence, the doctors announce that nothing more can be done for Maria, devastating Lenore. But that night, just before Maria's 16th birthday, the group arrives at her mansion, where they meet Maria's assistant and tell her they are there to help. Maria recalls the origin of her curse, which came from an enemy her ancestor defeated, but it only affected her. Because of this, she decided to live life to the fullest and chose to attend the Hero Academy. As Noor and Luna enter her room, they reveal to the Dukes that they are there to help lift Maria's curse. The Dukes recognize Luna and remember that she said she couldn't help. Luna explains the truth, but now thanks to Noor, who edited Luna's ability so she could dispel the curse without it affecting her. Lenore tells Noor that, as Maria suspected after meeting him during the Academy entrance exam and being surprised to learn that he defeated the Great Monster, the girl wakes up and asks Noor why he decided to help her. Noor confesses that he wanted to return the favor because she approached him even though he was a commoner, and she was the only person who was kind to him at the Academy. Maria tries to thank him, grabbing him and kissing him, which helps him recover his life points. This, however, makes Emma and Lola jealous. Afterward, Luna begins using her abilities to remove the curse, and Noor holds Maria's hand as the process is painful. Although the curse resists, Luna succeeds in dispelling it, curing the girl, which Noor confirms using his analytical eye. Everyone is overjoyed, especially Maria, who moves closer to Noor. In the end, Emma and Lola suspect that Maria has fallen for Noor, while Luna reveals that she is also interested in him. This makes the three girls angry at Noor, calling him. Later, Noor visits the hidden dungeon to inform Olivia about everything that happened and thanks her for giving him the abilities that made it all possible. After sensing that Noor was kissed by many girls, Olivia demands a kiss as well, but Noor kisses her on the forehead, leaving her disappointed as she tells him to keep practicing. After the events, the Duke rewards the entire team by giving each of them a lot of money. Luna says she will use it to renovate her clinic, while the protagonist doesn't know what to do with the money. Emma suggests opening a store since they had wanted to do so, and she offers to help him. But this sparks an argument between the girls, causing Noor to flee the scene. Later, Noor returns home and shows the money he received for helping the Duke's daughter, which surprises his father, who asks Noor to hand over the money so he can take care of it. However, his wife and daughter know him well and are aware that he would just spend it, which saddens him. Since the protagonist still doesn't know what to do with the money, he proposes opening a shop that sells unusual items and materials. Next, the young man heads to the hidden dungeon and visits Olivia, but she doesn't respond, so he begins to tickle her, realizing it was just a prank. Noor asks her how he can obtain items, and she advises him to acquire other abilities with his life points, such as the ability to transport between dungeon floors in seconds and a light ability to blind his enemies. Later, Noor continues exploring the dungeon and reaches the 5th floor, having found nothing on the previous ones. Upon arriving, he sees two large monsters lying defeated, and he wonders if they fought until they were exhausted or if something else took them down. At that moment, a black lion appears. Noor begins to fear it and attempts to blind it with his light to escape, but the lion stops him, asking for a favor in exchange for taking him to the 6th floor. The young man is surprised that the lion can speak but agrees. Along the way, the lion named Tigriton explains that he came there with his elf friend Vashel, but the friend wanted to explore one of the floors and asked him to wait on the 5th floor. However, Vashel never returned and it has been 300 years. Noor heads alone to the place where the elf disappeared, but he can't see anything due to the darkness. He uses a new ability to light up the area and sees a person approaching, but is horrified to discover it's a zombie. Hundreds more zombies appear, and as he tries to flee, they fall apart and start following him. He hides, but when he emerges, he sees the elf, now a zombie, approaching. Noor thinks about how to return him to normal, and using a new ability, does. When they are alone, Noor tells Vashel that Tigerton has been waiting for him all this time. Vashel feels ashamed for making his friend wait so long, but decides to go see him as Tigerton chose him to be his friend. When the friends reunite, both are happy, but Vashel feels guilty for making Tigerton wait so long in the dungeon. Tigerton tells him that he waited because he wanted to. Vashel suggests they leave the dungeon and live their lives properly, since his wife, if she's still alive, must be waiting for him. However, he informs Tigerton that monsters aren't accepted in his village, so they will have to part ways. When the protagonist leaves the dungeon using his ability, he meets the friends outside and witnesses their farewell. But the lion says he forgot something in the dungeon and will return. Noor grows curious and decides to follow him. When he finds Tigerton, he thinks the lion is angry, but in reality, Tigerton is crying as he now doesn't know what to do, having lost his friend. However, Noor asks Tigerton to be his friend and invites him to live at his home, which makes the lion happy. When they arrive at Noor's home, his father is frightened at the sight of Tigerton, but Noor reassures him that Tigerton is friendly and could serve as the guardian of their store when they open it. After a few days, Noor and Emma go to visit Lola at the Adventurers Guild, but they find the receptionist furious, restrained by Luna as she tries to hit someone. That same morning, Emma goes to Noor's house and decides to hug him in front of everyone, feeling embarrassed but helping him gain LP. Then both head to the Hero Academy, where Maria and Lenore thank them for saving Maria's life, noting it was fortunate that it happened before the exam. Later, their teacher, Elna, enters the classroom and announces the first exam for Class S, explaining that it won't be easy. The students must bring back 3 types of rare monster materials within 2 weeks, and they need to collect 10,000 points. This discourages the class, but the teacher reminds them that it's a task meant only for heroes. Later, Emma and Noor decide to go after dragons, so they head to the guild to ask Lola for help, despite Emma's objections. When they arrive, they hear noise and shouting. Upon entering, they see that Lola wants to punch her rival receptionist Sarah, accusing her of stealing her adventurers by seducing the men. Since Lola has no proof, she can't do anything about it. Sarah explains that adventurers can choose their receptionists and switch if they wish, but seeing Lola upset, Sarah manipulates her into agreeing to a duel, where if Lola reaches the top of the ranking next month, Sarah will stop stealing her adventurers. If not, Noor will become Sarah's adventurer. Noor doesn't mind, but he decides to help his friend and asks for high-level missions since they need to find materials. Luna also decides to join them, seeing it as an adventure. Later, the team embarks on a series of missions to raise Lola's rank. They still need to hunt the dragon, and Emma shares that an adventurer told her dragons usually hide from humans and attack people in the mountains. They prepare by using the Duke's money to buy spears, and Noor also gathers life points from the girls to keep moving forward with the plan. In the mountains, Noor uses an ability to speak with the sage and ask where the nearest dragon is, but he ends up with a headache, prompting Emma to kiss him. Luna gets jealous and doubts it's just to cure the symptoms, but they proceed with the plan, setting a trap together. Once everything is ready, Noor finds the dragon, and when he wakes it, the dragon begins chasing him. After the dragon follows Noor, it falls into the trap, and the girls rush to finish off the monster. Noor tries to help but gets injured, and the girls manage to defeat the dragon. Noor feels embarrassed for not contributing much, but Luna heals his wounds and tells him it was a team effort thanks to their bond. Later, Noor and Emma take the dragon's fangs to the Hero Academy, passing the exam. Later, they bring the dragon's materials and body to the guild, raising Lola's rank. Unfortunately, Sarah had pushed her adventurers beyond their limits and remained at the top. Lola accuses her of cheating, but the guild master says he checked everything, and it's in order. Angered by the thought of losing Noor, Lola drags him into a private room and gives him a special coupon, encouraging him to stay by her side. She tells him about her hard work and the importance of being a receptionist, and Noor reassures her, saying she can always lean on him. This leads Lola to kiss him. In the hidden dungeon, Noor asks Olivia for help in gathering rare materials, and she informs him that he can find them on the 7th floor. She also suggests creating new magic abilities and testing them on the zombies on the 6th floor. When Noor reaches the 7th floor, he finds a vast forest, which surprises him. Meanwhile, a mysterious girl watches him. After what happened, Noor explores the 7th floor of the dungeon, finding a pack of silver wolves eating a prey. Upon analyzing them, he realizes he has no chance in a battle and decides to retreat. Suddenly, a mysterious girl appears, resembling a young Emma, and asks him for a favor. The girl attempts to ask for a favor, but seeing Noor's hesitation, she throws herself at his feet to show she surrenders to him. She then explains that she is a dryad, a great tree of the forest, and that a monster has been attacking her, slowly consuming her. She's powerless to stop it and begs Noor to defeat it. In return, she promises to give him treasures and show him the entrance to the 8th floor. Noor decides to see the monster first before agreeing, and the Dryad, who introduces herself as Dory, says he can call her that due to her politeness. After seeing that the monster is a mutant, or more accurately, a giant wasp far stronger than him, Noor declines. Dory accepts his decision, understanding she can't ask too much of him and feels guilty for introducing him to this. However, when Noor sees how the monster attacks the tree, and that Dory feels the pain, something that could end her life, she still struggles to endure. Moved by the resemblance she has to his friend Emma, Noor decides to help her. Overjoyed, Dory hugs and kisses Noor, healing a wound on his lips, which also grants him many LP. At that moment, Noor remembers his teacher and asks Dory to wait for him. Noor then returns to the 2nd floor and asks Olivia for help. She advises him to withdraw as he won't be able to win and it's too dangerous. However, he insists, leading Olivia to think he's fallen in love with the tree girl. After some thought, she decides to help and gives Noor a plan to succeed, warning him not to lose as it would mean his. With Dory's help, Noor finds the golden bee's nest, gaining the target ability. Then the team goes after the pack of silver wolves and Noor asks Dory to hide. She kisses him and asks him to return safely. Noor attracts the attention of the wolves and tries to lure them to the bee's nest, recalling that he used a similar tactic with the dragon. However, the wolves are faster, and after nearly being by them, Noor discovers that the golden bee is attacking Dory, finding her unconscious. Seeing his new friend on the ground, Noor loses control and attacks the bee, but he can't land a hit. At that moment, the wolves reappear and start attacking Noor as well. He edits the target ability so the wolves begin attacking the bee instead, allowing him to rush to Dory's aid, who is still alive. With the bee exhausted and the wolves defeated, Noor finishes off the bee using a combination of water and lightning strike. Afterward, Dory gives Noor 2 rare items, one for Emma and the other for Lola. She then shows him the entrance to the 8th floor. Before leaving, Noor promises to visit her again and bring her food. Back in the city, Noor gives Lola the rare item. On the night of the receptionist ranking announcement, Noor, representing Lola, counts the points using coins alongside other adventurers representing their respective receptionists. In the end, only Sarah and Lola remain, with Sarah feeling confident she'll win. However, Lola takes the victory. At first, Sarah refuses to accept her loss, but after coming to terms with it, she still tries to flirt with Noor and raging Lola, who chases Sarah around the room. The next day, Noor and Emma are in the park, where Noor gives his friend the wind selection. After eating it, she tests her new abilities, becoming much more powerful. Afterward, Emma invites Noor to a dance party. Noor hesitates due to social class differences, but Emma teases him, saying if someone were to her at the party and do questionable things, he wouldn't notice and might assume the worst of her. Confused but not wanting to misunderstand, Noor accepts the invitation. Later at home, Noor finds out that his father couldn't rent his shop space because no one wanted to rent to poor nobles. Noor admits he didn't expect much from his father anyway, but changes the subject, asking his father for a suit for the party. However, after seeing the poor condition of the tuxedo, Noor decides to buy a new one, which makes his father a bit sad. That night, Noor arrives at the party and meets Emma's parents, who greet him warmly and recall when he was a child. Emma soon arrives, stunning Noor with how beautiful she looks. The party host, Born, announces that a famous thief known as Phantom plans to steal his most precious jewel. However, he assures his guests that they don't need to worry, as a group of adventurers is present to catch the thief. During the party, Noor and Emma sit and watch people dancing, but a viscount named Mike Kentel approaches and once again asks Emma out. She rejects him, and Noor assumes it's because of him. Mike challenges Noor to a dance duel, with the winner getting a date with Emma. Noor accepts. Noor feels a bit intimidated after seeing Emma dance with another boy, but when his turn comes, he creates a dancing skill and wins the duel. Just as he and Emma are about to kiss, a woman in disguise invades the party. She declares she's there to take 2 things, the precious stone and the daughter of brightness. In an instant, Emma is killed. The host immediately checks on his jewel, but it's stolen by a masked man, the infamous Siren's Tear. The adventurers team up to pursue the Noor joins forces with the adventurer team Lamu, and a member named Layla reluctantly agrees to his help. The leader of Lamu and the others chase the man, while Noor and Layla pursue the woman Fan, who has Emma. As Layla battles a firebird summoned by Fan, Noor fights the thief herself. Realizing that Fan is incredibly strong and his companion is trapped in a ring of fire, Noor uses a skill to increase the weight of the firebird while he strikes it with a lightning water fusion attack, accidentally hitting Fan and defeating her. The group becomes friends as Emma is now safe, but the leader of the adventurers suddenly appears. Noor becomes suspicious when he realizes he can't read the man's abilities. The man traps Noor and Layla under a weight, revealing himself as the other not the adventurer leader, and Emma again. While they are trapped, Tom reveals that he intends to marry Emma, enraging Noor, who tries to resist Tom's ability. When the becomes distracted, Emma wakes up and strikes him with her skill, allowing Noor to knock him out with a punch. Back at the party, the siblings are captured, and both the host and Emma's parents thank Noor and Layla. The next day, Noor tells his family that the Duke rented him a shop space with low taxes as a reward for his help. The Stardia family starts organizing the shop, and Emma hugs Noor, promising to help them as well, making Alice jealous. A few days later, in the S class at the Hero Academy, Professor Elna made 2 announcements for her students. One of them is the arrival of a new exchange student. As Noor and Emma enter, they recognize her as Layla Overlock, the adventurer who helped them at the dance. Because they know each other, the teacher asks them to sit together. The second announcement is that the class will go on a trip to Mount Amora to visit the hot springs, which excites everyone. At the base of the mountain, everyone is thrilled about the hot springs at Amora, but Emma is the most excited. The girls are concerned about the boys, but Emma reassures them that Noor will protect them, which later becomes a concern. During the excursion, the group gets tired and stops. Elna warns them that misfortunes can happen, so they must be cautious because the area is full of wild monsters. Before leaving, the teacher gives instructions to the students. They don't fully understand the directions, but thanks to Layla, the class organizes itself in case of a monster attack. Later, on the journey, the group continues, but Chorth stops Noor from falling into a trap. At that moment, a fairy appears, enchanting everyone. Noor uses the opportunity to observe her abilities and discovers she can control monsters. The fairy offers to guide them to a shortcut. Everyone decides to follow her, but this disrupts their formation. Noor, still wary, questions the fairy and draws his sword since the cave she leads them to is very dark. The fairy reveals that she has led them into a trap, sending monsters to deal with the humans. However, her plan fails as they defeat all the monsters, including her. At the hot springs, the woman in charge informs everyone that the girls will bathe first, followed by the boys. The boys initially say they're not interested in spying on the girls, but Noor thinks it's because they fought together. However, it turns out to be a ruse. Chorth organizes the boys to do just that, using masks to avoid detection. Noor refuses to join them, so they chase him for being a traitor, and Noor tries to figure out a way to stop them. Meanwhile, the girls prepare for their bath. Noor begins to flee, but realizes the boys are heading toward the girls. He tries to think of a solution, but Elna appears and creates a barrier to stop them. The teacher expresses her disappointment in Noor, but he explains the situation. Noor joins her to stop the boys and prove he isn't one of them, using his powers to help. After defeating the boys, Chorth stands up, removes his mask, and challenges Elna. She easily brushes him aside. Chorth immediately grows his muscles and reveals he gained superhuman strength by buying potions and items with his savings. Elna finds this pathetic, but Noor decides to face him. It becomes a clash of convictions as Noor understands Chorth's feelings but doesn't agree with their intentions, knowing they could hurt the girls. Elna warns Noor of the danger, but he defeats Chorth by nullifying his powers. Just as Noor thinks he has won, one of the boys who is on the ground gets up and runs toward the girls. Noor chases him, using nearly all his remaining LP to stop him due to his speed. Noor manages to halt the boy, and they both end up in the bath. Noor notices that the girls are still not safe, thanks to Elna's warning. Hearing this, Noor faints in the bath while Emma, worried, calls out to him. Later, Noor wakes up to find his eyes covered and hears the girls talking about the bath. Elna asks him not to remove the blindfold as she decided to reward him for respecting the girls' privacy by letting him bathe with them, but with his eyes covered by a towel. At the end of the day, Noor says he received more than 10,000 LP. A few days later, Noor gets help from Emma, Lola, and Luna at the store, where they finish cleaning up for the grand opening. The young man reveals his main product, Golden Slime Jelly, and announces that the store will be called Stardian's Rarities, following a family survey. Later, Noor's family, along with Tigerson, arrives to open the store, which turns out to be a success. Noor starts to think that all this is thanks to Olivia, so he decides to visit her. Noor finally arrives at the dungeon and promises his teacher that he will free her even with Olivia telling him not to overexert himself. He asks for the help of the Great Sage, who tells him that he might find the answer on the 15th floor, which gives Noor a severe headache. Later, the young man reaches the 14th floor where he encounters 2 paths, depending on whether he travels alone or in pairs. When Noor takes the solitary path, he encounters a large trap and decides to turn back. He then asks Emma for help, telling her the truth about where he got his abilities, and she agrees since they are a team. Noor and Emma return to the dungeon and take the second path, where they find a room with a door at the end, but it is locked. However, small monsters appear, surrounding them and demanding food. Noor gives them some cookies, which they ask for more, but the second time they are defeated as the young man sets a trap and poisons them. Afterward, the pair cross the door to the 15th floor and find Olivia, but they also see a warning that they can only proceed if they free her. After freeing her, he tries to interrogate her to find out how to liberate Olivia. The clone, to demonstrate her power, decides to attack Noor and Emma, who stand no chance against her, so they escape to the 2nd floor with their real teacher. At this moment, Emma meets the girl and asks Olivia if she has any weaknesses. Olivia refuses to disclose this, but Noor explains that he is willing to help her because she has always helped him when needed, allowing him to protect his friend. Back in the city, Noor and Emma split up to find a way to defeat Olivia. The protagonist visits his store where he finds Lola and Luna, who notice he is exhausted and assume he has run out of LP. They devise a small plan to make a girl sandwich to help him and increase his health points. The next day, Noor is in the library and discovers that a cleric caused problems for Olivia 200 years ago with a rare ability called Sacrifice. After creating the ability, Noor thinks he needs to gather more energy before facing Olivia again. However, he encounters Olivia's clone in the city, who is too careless about her duties and says she is there to finish him off. The young man sacrifices his abilities and believes he is ready, so he attacks her with his new skill. But she easily dodges the attack and wounds Noor with her new sword, a skill the clone used that ends up paralyzing Noor. Meanwhile, the real Olivia feels that Noor is in danger, while her clone is ready to deliver the final blow. After what happened, Olivia asks that Noor not be finished off as she recalls that 200 years ago, a boy approached her asking to be her student. She didn't accept it and walked away. In the following days, the boy continued to bother Olivia. After hearing his reason for wanting to be her apprentice, she tested him and rejected him again, telling him to give up. However, as time passed, the boy persisted and Olivia began to give him some lessons, such as how to kill an iron goblin. Although she still rejected his requests, she started changing her opinion. One day, Olivia learns that the boy is protecting a girl from an iron goblin, and she feels guilty for not having taught him or given him any skills. Later, Olivia gets trapped in the hidden dungeon until Noor finds her, who resembles the same boy from 200 years ago. Meanwhile, she is about to be finished off but is saved by Emma, who says she was looking for him. Emma brings Lola, Luna, and Layla to help, as the young man had helped them in different circumstances. The girls begin to attack the rival, though Noor still cannot help as he remains injured. One by one, the girls are defeated by the clone, but he helps Layla destroy the powerful sword the rival was wielding. Noor then tries to fight the clone again but discovers that she edited her abilities. Desperate, he sacrifices all his abilities except one to his rival, who becomes enraged and strikes him. However, when she's about to deliver the final blow, Noor sacrifices almost all his health points and cuts the great dragon and then the clone in half, revealing its true form as a mass of chains before it disintegrates. After everything ends, the girls help Noor recover his LP. Noor returns to the hidden dungeon, but Olivia is not there. He finds her freed outside the dungeon, and she confesses that the young man is someone very strong. They finally embrace, causing the boy to cry upon seeing her free. At the protagonist's store, the new fruits being sold, made by Dory, are a success. Later, the Hero Academy begins a new semester. Soon after, Layla teaches Noor martial arts in the park, but Lola sees this and thinks she is helping him gain LP, so she hugs his arm, followed by Luna, who thinks the same. Emma arrives and, feeling jealous, kisses Noor in front of them, leaving them surprised, while Alice, completely enraged, prepares to attack them with a large sword. Later, Olivia and Noor are in the hidden dungeon, where the girl asks the young man if he has recovered his abilities. He says he hasn't fully recovered them yet. Olivia informs him that the path to the 16th floor is now open after the death of her clone, and that, although she doesn't know how many floors the dungeon has, if he reaches the 100th floor, he could become as strong as she is. Noor then prepares to explore the dungeon again, opening its doors.